So it's not on my computer's end. Twice my freaking VTube on my phone has frozen. But my entire system didn't crash while I was getting my drinks and whatnot. So we're already better than we were yesterday. I don't know where I want to start. I don't know where I was planning on starting yesterday in my music. Let's start with where do I want to start? I don't have a whole lot that I want to yap about, but I just want to make sure that my freaking system's all gonna actually work. So we're just gonna have a nice short stream today. We'll just start with Studio Killers. Fuck it. Alright, I'm gonna close that because that's probably gonna take up a little bit more. But yesterday, for those that have been following on other things, also, I'm not advertising this anywhere other than in the Discord, so those that are here that aren't in the Discord, join the Discord if you want to keep up to date on things, even when I'm not updating them everywhere else. But I had my first blue screen ever yesterday. I don't think that I have ever had a blue screen prior. I have been working on the standee. It's gotten some decent progress actually done on it. I only have 1 or 2 more things left to do on it. I can bring that up at the very least. And hopefully me opening Clip Studio just to show you doesn't break everything. But I was going to stream on Friday, and then my stomach decided that it didn't want to freaking cooperate with me for long enough for me to actually do so. I'm just gonna open the PNG version of this. So it doesn't matter. But here's where we are on the standee currently. Obviously, I'll have to remove the background when we're actually done. And there's so much goddamn cat hair on my tablet. And the like. But I'm actually rather happy with how this has come along, given how wrong it looked when we were working on it the other day, when I ended. Partially because we have reached a point where my freaking PC is not even cooperating with art streams anymore. I'm pulling this out. But I guess that brings us into the next subject. Theoretically, everything is set up for the new computer. The problem is, it's Sunday, and tomorrow's a holiday. So the stuff can't even be shipped until Tuesday. And then it's going to take 2 to 3 days or something like that. Not so mysterious benefactor lives on the same coast as me, so it's not like it has to freaking cross the entire nation. So, I don't know how many streams I'll be doing this week. I'll try my best to continue to Tuesday this week, but I don't know what I want to stream, firstly. I don't want to, like, start something, since we are in, like, confirmation, I don't want to start something that's actually going to take, like, multiple streams. So I might do another point-and-click adventure game. I do have Edna and Harvey, which I could probably finish in one stream. I don't know what order these games go in is the problem. I don't know, I have a couple smaller things that I could do. Or we just yap tomorrow. It's also an option. But hopefully once I get new PC, I have a few ideas as to stuff that I could play. Things that have been sitting on the back burner and were not able to be done when we originally were going to do them. Ace Combat being a prime one. But after that's all sorted out, maybe we'll actually be getting back to Outward. So maybe next week we'll have our sibling Saturday and we'll be on Outward. Which has been how long since we last played? 5 hours. Since November? Oh, apparently 3 days ago they had a live stream where they were doing some dev stuff for Outward too. That being said, though, I also am hoping that means that I can start doing more variety stuff. Like, reaching out and interacting with people again. Which would be nice to do. We'll figure it out. But hopefully by next week, we're in business in that regard. Hopefully. Considering we had a blue screen. It really does feel partially like freaking changing out the CPU had just as much that it has its own set of issues. I don't know which is actually better, with the old CPU or the new CPU. This one can do more things simultaneously, but the other one had slightly more speed. I think that the other one was rated by like 3% better or something like that. By whatever metric they rate this shit by. But yeah, we'll either yap tomorrow, do a smaller point and click session, or something along those lines. And hopefully be able to pick back up some of the stuff that we've left on the back burner later this week. I also still have to get this month's Nasu piece done once I finish up Sarah's standee, which I apparently only, all that she wants left is signature and number on the glove, and then I obviously PNGify it, and then that should be done. Maybe this is the year that I freaking actually make the Nasu standee, even if only for myself. I mean, I guess from a certain perspective, with this, I have made my first merch item, even if it wasn't of myself. One of these days, I'd like to freaking commission one of the people that do plushies and get like a Nasu Fumo. Because that'd be nice to have, actually. I don't know who the base would be, though. I don't know. I guess the base would have to be a Patchouli. Because she's the only one I think of that has purple eyes off the top of my head. Because Satoris are more of a pinkish color. I highly doubt that anyone's going to use the rare Yomu as a base. Hers are more of a dark blue, though. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. If we get there. I don't know of anyone that actually, you know, does Fumo-style plushes. I know someone that does, like, handmade plushes, and I want to, at some point, I'd like to commission one of their, like, knitted ones, because they're very cute. Because they do a lot of little plushies for Phase Connect as like just a fan project. And where I feel kind of bad, I kind of am glad that the drama that they got freaking yoinked into happened, because I actually, you know, got introduced to them and their cute works. So I wish it had been under better circumstances, but I'm glad that I freaking know of their existence. I guess that is a good point to freaking go into one of the nagging things that have been going on for the past, honestly, past few weeks, but it came back up last night because freaking Mike commented in Sin's stream about how it had gone from only one person, you know, being doxxed to him outright seeing 8 people in one day. Which, you know, in one case, like, that kind of stuff just kinda happens a lot. It's when you see 8 of them in circles that you're active in. That's when it becomes concerning, because it's gotten to such a volume that even in small bubbles, there is a high frequency of them. And I think it's just a genuine just problem across the board anymore. I don't know what the heck's up with people these days. I mean, we can't even freaking like have just discussions or arguments. It used to be freaking, sure, you have an argument, blah blah blah, you call them an asshole, they call you a prick, you block each other, blah blah blah. Or maybe you freaking gripe to your friends and they might freaking gripe at the person. That person gripes to their friends. It gets to a bit of conflict, and then eventually people fizzle out because they don't care that much about, you know, the argument. Now people are fucking insane. No, you like tuna casserole? Well, I hate tuna casserole. By the way, IP address 172.637.21.1 or something like that. Street address, so 187 Main Street, Georgetown, Washington, or something like that. there a Georgetown in Washington? I'd feel like there would be a Georgetown in Washington. Or is that just a freaking East Coast thing where every state has to have a Georgetown? Does New York have it? Or, like, New York's the state, does it have it? I'd assume so. I'd assume that, like, 13 colonies especially would have at least one town named after freaking, you know, the #1 general then became president of the revolution. But yeah, I don't know. I don't expect everyone to, like, just, you know, gather around the campfire, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya, but Jesus fucking Christ. We can't freaking... You can't go saying that you're the good guy while you freaking... dropping someone's name, everything from their real name to their place of work in public, and saying, hey 4chan, totally don't look into this box and do your thing. That would be a real shame if you were to do that. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I don't know. According to Mike, it was also it was like all on Blue Sky too, which is fucking insane. That, I mean, I guess that I kind of pointed this out when I did my freaking rant on Twitter when freaking last week's big drama was going on. I just miss freaking Blue Sky being what people memed about what it was, where it's just a bunch of people that are getting together saying, hey, nice art. Oh, hey, thanks. Your art's also rather nice. Oh, hey, you're also a VTuber? Cool. You wanna follow each other and appreciate each other's art of our characters? Sure. Hey, I might actually draw you. Oh, that's cool. Holy shit, they are actually putting Warhammer 40k in Rust. I fucking tabbed over to... Oh, the jungle update was actually just at the beginning of this month. Anyway. But, like... I'm sure that, like, people talking about how it was an echo chamber and whatnot, I'm sure that that was actually in certain parts of Blue Sky. I mean, it's in certain parts of Twitter, too. I've just curated my freaking Twitter feed also to be, like, exclusively Toho and art. But then people are just like, maybe. And I don't know. Last week's, or whatever freaking week, I'm just gonna blatantly say it, the Kirsch drama or whatever. Freaking, even on my feeds, I saw like a half dozen people freaking being really vile in regards to it. Like, you don't have to freaking agree. I don't agree, for fuck's sake, with half of what she says. But outright going, oh, actually. and deciding that you need to go, you know, mob rules. Don't, for fuck's sake. And then this past week's been freaking its own thing. It's not even as much of a magnitude. It's the same thing as it was 2 years ago. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get to the same thing as it was 2 years ago? 4 years ago. No, 2 years ago. Two years ago. I hope it doesn't get to the same magnitude as the last game that came out, because Jesus fucking Christ. But freaking the new Hogwarts Legacy was freaking announced and everyone's up in arms about that, and it's like, whatever. My biggest problem with that is that everyone's so, first of all, Westo-centric. Westo-centric was, I don't know what the actual term is for it, but, everyone thinks that everyone around the world knows everything that's going on in the West. Every little thing. And it leads to problems because people will, like, see someone say something in, normally it's Japanese. Oh, hi Guts. One of the big examples is, I mean, topically, when Pikami was interested in playing the game. And then everyone decided to dogpile her. Which, I mean, obviously the graduation was already going to happen. The problem is that it led to her not having the big month-long celebration like most corpos have before they graduate. Actually, a lot of people tend to do that. A month or at least like 2 weeks or something. But instead, she was freaking basically had to stay offline until like the last 2 days. And she came back, but you know, you get the idea. But I don't know, just I don't get why people can't use basic human compassion anymore. There is no discussion or debate anymore. There's no, like, even in basic game stuff, there's not, like, there's gonna be a point in time where theories, like game ending theories and explanation kind of things, die. Because people are tired of freaking getting told they're wrong and whatnot over an interpretation over something. Like last week? This past week? I don't know, some dude recently went through Last of Us 2 and is like, you see, since I actually went through the first and second game in a row, I can tell you exactly why you're all wrong on why these games are not actually bad. And first of all, yeah, it's bad writing. I'm very much in Team Last of Us 2's written like dog shit. Time jumping, for one, is a big portion of it. But it has the biggest, like, gap in gameplay versus story ever. Because of people have pointed out, like, the entire end is a semi-gauntlet of sorts. To this. But you freaking murk like 100 or so people, and then you get to the end, see a cutscene, and then get told, you see, the moral of the story is that revenge is bad. I mean, the only way it could have been even dumber is if you, like, were in a singular hallway, like freaking, oh fuck, what's the movie called? Is it Lost Boy? What's the freaking single one take hallway fight scene? Old Boy, that's what it's called. But that's the only way that I think that it could have been even dumber, is if you, like, went down a hallway and beat the fuck out of everyone and killed, like, 80 people, and then your final fight there is, like, with what's-her-face. And then afterward, she's like, I'm leaving. I don't give a shit. And you're like, you know what, whatever, just go. And as you're sitting there and she's walking out, it pans back to everyone that you just killed for the past, like, 5 minutes. It'd be funny is what it would be, to be honest, but I don't know. I don't know, there's a lot of these instances where freaking, maybe if I was looking at I don't know, that's a case where I don't think that me having zero experience would have changed my mind on how I felt like it was. But, like, having learned, and again, I'm not like a writer, I'm a world builder. I'm not a writer. I gotta specify that every time. I can do, like, ad-lib and whatnot. Why the fuck? For, like, tabletop, but writing dialogue and whatnot, like, flat out, I don't know if I can do convincingly. But, like, it's one of those things that's changed my opinion on, like, a lot of writing. Like, people that have been around since I did Ruby Theories way back when is one of the big examples of that. I used to really like it. And I used to think that some of the writing was quite good. But looking back on a lot of it, it's not. I can't, like, put my 2 cents on any of the seasons after, like, 5? 5. I gave up after season 5. So I can't, like, give my 2 cents on, you know, X, Y, and Z, aside from the little bits that I've seen, which have not impressed me. But, the pacing is not good. And part of it's because of how they freaking structured it. Like, having, obviously, a bit of hindsight being 2020 is part of it. Because there was no organization or talking between writing and, you know, set-piece animation. So it became a problem of, okay, we've done all this writing for how the story is going to progress for this group of episodes. Okay, here's the fights that you need to get there. And then they have to basically cut and try and suture in the fights where they're supposed to go. And get like 6 different people in the same place for the scene that are in like 8 different parts of the town or whatever at the time. Don't ask me how 6 people are in 8 different spots, but you get the idea. But it's so goddamn goofy. I don't know how else to put it. I don't know. It's I don't know how to put it. Some people just I don't even think that's the worst part about it, though. Like, I mean, the last 2 seasons that I watched of it freaking really fell even more into, and apparently, according to some people, they saw the writing on the wall from the start, freaking, of those that are the people that, are voiced by the 2 writers getting more screen time than they really should have, or getting more focus on them than even the named character, like, the title character and title team. But I don't know, the entire freaking story, I'm not going to use the word because I'm not going to make the pun. But the entire storyline for it being, you know, for a large portion of those 2. I don't know, it sounds too low to be fireworks. That's why I thought it was someone that ran into my room. It sounded like low thumping. But yeah, freaking... I don't know. I don't understand how you do something like that, really. Just decide to hijack freaking an established store, or not an established story. I mean, you were writing the story from the start, but decide to have your self-insert? It's not even a self-insert, I don't think. But your stand-in character, I guess. Like, I mean, the characters are no more self-inserts of, well, them. Of their voice actors / writers than Nasu is a self-insert for me. In fact, it probably is. I'd like to think less, because Nasu is now an extension of me at this point. But who knows? I don't know if there's any salvaging that at this point. They're in too deep, and at this point they are basically contractually obligated to stretch out what logically should have been let's see here. 2 seasons in order to get 1 object, 4 objects. So 8. Plus the original 3. What should have originally been 11 seasons. Into however many at this point. Who fucking knows how many at this point? They've changed hands so many times, they're probably freaking up to their necks in how much they have to freaking... How many seasons are they in so far? 9 seasons? And a book. Maybe 2 books. Why is there a freaking Volume 2 commentary on... That was 9 hours ago? I'm gonna answer your question, my guy. You're asking a question about a character that's been dead for... 10 years? Nearly 10 years. The character's been dead for nearly 10 years. I don't think that they're going to be able to raise their standards from the grave. They can't even raise themselves from the grave. It's like me freaking... I don't know, actually, I think that aside from the one theory that was released the week before the answer came out, I don't think any of my theories have exactly gotten an answer. Nor will they ever, because they don't even care about the story that they're actively doing half the time. I mean, for fuck's sake, if anyone asks questions, shut up, just consume is the answer. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I can criticize the freaking world building, though. The sheer inconsistency with, like, half of what they've written for the world. Or them just deciding on something 5 minutes before it's supposed to show up in the goddamned show. Yeah, our entire internet relies on literally everyone always being connected, otherwise everything disconnects. We have no fail-safes in for this, and by the way, all of our connections are in the most likely targets of anyone that actually wants to cause any problems, including the creatures that everyone's supposed to be connecting in order to protect against. I don't know why we planned all this way, but good luck. Oh, what's that? Oh, the next episode's where we figure out why this is such a big flaw? Oh, okay. Mind you, that was a freaking entire side thing that still didn't explain anything that was going through that entire dialogue point. This wasn't an in-universe conversation or anything that happened organically. It's like me freaking deciding that I'm going to take time from D&D 1 week to lecture all of my freaking players on, I don't know, what's something that I haven't already done a video on? I mean, I guess that logically, if I had stopped right before they got to the island, Monster Girl Island, and given an entire session lecture on... Because these were in the places of episodes. These weren't like a Wednesday thing and then the episode shows up on Saturday. This took a week's slot up for this shit. But it's like if I took a week's and then just gave them 4-hour lecture where I don't even fully tell them, like, oh yeah, so here's the history of the Monster Girl Island. So, way back when, there were only a few of them on the island, and they had to figure out how they were going to organize. So they started organizing by choosing their leader based off of who was the strongest. And this is, like, all stuff that wound up being discussed in character, like, afterward. They got an explanation as they were in transit, XYZ. In the end, we wound up having 2 of us because neither of us could actually defeat the other. I slipped up, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally. I don't know why I'm saying it like this. I'm still talking about it in character, because I'm incapable of actually talking about this writing in a way that's garbage. One day, the Dullahan slipped up, possibly intentionally, possibly unintentionally, who knows, and lost, sending her into a situation where she was locked in the dungeon underneath the mountain that the council building was erected onto. Years and years passed, and the Snake Lady actually decided to start doing elections in order to figure out how things were going to progress. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't have time. I don't have the energy to freaking fake discuss this stuff in bad writing terms. I mean, I guess that in one hand, it's not that bad. If the person is actually reading this out of a actual history book. That's not as bad. Because the disconnect is intentional there. And is a choice by the person taking in the knowledge. However, that choice doesn't exist as a viewer of a show. It's like if Full Metal Alchemist freaking took an episode after, like, the reveal of Sloth digging a tunnel all the way around everything in order to explain the entire freaking villain's plan and why it was supposed to work the way it was in order to make a giant Philosopher's Stone. You see, over X number of years, they've been making a giant transmutation circle. That's the word I was looking for. It's been this plan for ages. In the end, they were going to use it in order to turn everyone's souls into a new Philosopher's Stone. And that's the easy explanation. I don't know how they'd stretch it out and do an entire episode's worth. And then they'd still somehow manage to not freaking explain anything about it. And that's the only way this works, in order to explain how these freaking midway episodes worked for the series. Ruby. I don't know how you fail like this. I'll be right back, though. I really have to pee and get a refill on my drink. exaggerate a tad. Not in how worthless all of it was, but I did exaggerate in the length. Because I believe that freaking the little sidetracks were about half the length of an average episode. It doesn't mean it doesn't ruin the pacing. It doesn't mean that it's good at all afterward. It doesn't fix any of the problems with it at all. However, they are shorter. So I guess small mercies? I don't fucking know, dude. It's baffling. It's genuinely baffling. I almost want to, one of these days, sit down and run through it all. And to go, like, give a genuine critique about it. Like, with like, live going instead of just going off of my memory. The problem is, I don't know if I can. I mean, it's under critique, so I think that I could. The problem is that it's owned by 3 different companies now, in various stages. 2 of those are major production companies, and one of them, I believe, is Japan-based, who hates... I mean, it's not that they hate, but they have different copyright laws, just in general. So I have no idea if I could. Because it's not an indie production anymore. It's not like if I wanted to watch, I don't know, what's something that I have sitting here? Something by Glitch. If I wanted to watch something by Glitch, I could do that. Because Glitch is an independent group. They do good work. I don't think that I have any real complaints about any of the things that I've watched by them. I've only seen a few of their things. They're the ones that do Digital Circus. They also do... Murderbots, I think is what it's called? Gaslight District's the newest thing that they've started work on. Murder Drones is what it's called. I saw a little bit of Gaslight District's pilot, though, when Snuffy was watching through it. But I could, like, watch through that, and, like, that wouldn't be a problem as long as I'm doing it under fair use, like, actually discussing it and whatnot. You know, obviously I can't just rebroadcast whatever they're doing, because that's just thievery. I can't just freaking... I can't just XQC react to it. He's the one that walks away in the middle of his reactions and just leaves it, right? Pretty sure. But, yeah, I don't... I don't know, dude. Ugh. Like, at the end of the day, freaking... We've got what? Freaking... 9 years of this shit? I mean, no one that's still involved in it cares about the critique. They just... I mean, I've seen half a dozen people will give their critiques, and one of the biggest complaints is you can't freaking critique it because the original creator's dead, so you can't critique his work, blah blah blah. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. You can still critique someone's works. I'm sure that they wouldn't give the same kind of courtesy to Lovecraft. I'm sure they'd have a few complaints about some of his writing. Also, it's just because it's his creation does not mean that the critiques of the writing are critiques of him. Because he wasn't even really a major writer during, like, even the early points. There's a reason why there wasn't discussion. There's a reason why communication didn't happen properly during early seasons. Because he wasn't, like, doing the writing. He just wanted to make the cool fight scenes. And they were cool fight scenes. The problem is that they had to be stapled into, you know, the story because there wasn't any discussion on where they actually fit in. I don't know, dude. But people that actually still keep up with it don't care about any commentary on the critique or anything. They just want to consume at this point. And that's fair. They're free to enjoy it if they still enjoy it. I just don't think that they should, you know, write off any critique as you're not allowed to do that because the creator's gone. I don't think that... There's a lot of instances where it falls back to the previous discussion we just had a bit ago. But there's a lot of instances where people like to go, you can't critique X or Y because they're dead. But if we went by that kind of logic, then they'd definitely get mad, or they'd be caught in a lie for a lot of things. Like, obviously there's this versus, like, I don't know, Lovecraft, I guess, is the biggest incident in this. But there's various other things where, like, oh, you can't critique, I don't know, you can't critique Buddha because he's dead. Okay. Does that mean that I'm not allowed to critique, I don't know, freaking Stalin because he's dead? Like, just because they're gone does not mean that the bad things they did are not bad. We can't just start splitting hairs on magnitude. Like, obviously, between the two, the bad things they did are a graphic, like, an absurd magnitude of difference. As far as I know, Gandhi didn't have freaking secret police and freaking work prisons in the actual Arctic Circle. But I don't think that, you know... And it's not even like we're freaking critiquing their character across, like, the writers. In the instance that, the extreme one that I just gave, obviously, it's critiquing the person's character. Because the things that they did are bad as bad people. But, like, saying, hey, maybe talking to your writers in regards to your story and where you want things to be at certain points is a good idea. It's not a critique on their character, it's just a critique on how their creation came out. I do, in the same breath, though, think that people need to not get as up in arms about, like, quality of things and, like, and thinking that that a thing has to be good in order for them to enjoy that, and if someone says it's objectively bad, then it's an attack on them. Because it's not. Like, I mean, my recurring discussion being Citizen Sleeper. Folly had come in a few different times and got really, really upset about me saying that Citizen Sleeper was a bad game. And I still stand by it being a bad game. I think that it's not written well and very railroady in where it is written. And the only real interesting thing... The world is interesting, but they don't do much with it. All the people that do interesting things with it are very short lines, are very short quest lines that are a means to an end rather than actually, like, important for the progression of the game. Give you jobs, give you freaking points, XYZ. And I enjoyed the little, like, bits, like talking to the freaking cook and whatnot. The main story, I disliked basically every route that there was because it just felt like it didn't make sense for my character to do any of this stuff. And certain things, like the dog in the freaking webway or whatever, who I'm told is going to be a big threat, and then after that, the bar just fills up and then doesn't do anything. I think I filled the bar up like 6 more times without a single continuation of that. Either way, that's not the important part. I've discussed Citizen Sleeper and why I consider it a badly written game, and why I consider it a bad game on the whole. a half dozen times. One moment, let me read this real quick. Either way. But I've discussed like a half dozen times on that. The important part is like the argument of the argument happened 3 different times of clearly because I objectively think the game is bad, and several of the people I've talked to think the game is bad, is badly written, and have basically the exact same logic as I do. The world seems interesting, and the concepts in it are interesting. The game itself does not do anything with them that matters, and does not actually engage me, and is poorly written. At least, as far as the main quest line is poorly written. It's not an attack on anyone that enjoys the game. It's like, objectively speaking, Legendary is a bad game. A lot of people say that Legendary is a bad game. I love the shit out of that game, though. And if it didn't have a actually game-breaking bug in the last segment of it on PC, where you phase through the floor of the elevator right before the final confrontation, I'd probably do quick jogs of it because I really enjoy the game. It's a very bad game, though. Not like very bad. Obviously I enjoy it, so it's not like bad, but it has good concepts. It doesn't do as much as it probably should with it. And it ends before, like, you get the really cool reveal. You get the reveal that, you could have done X, Y, and Z with it. And I think that it would have been cool for them to continue on with it. The studio died as a result of the game. Objectively, it's not good. I love the game, though. I'm not gonna freaking get pissed about the fact that people think that Legendary is a bad game. It also has a really good, menu theme. I don't think that there's anyone that actually thinks Aliens Colonial Marines is good in any way, shape, or form. I mean, like I said, it's the only game on the completion list that has ever broken me. Because Gearbox's answer to any of the problems was just to make the aliens hit harder and have more health. So making them a functional enemy with the patch just made them ball-bustingly difficult. Because you're stacking on a fix for them on top of Gearbox's Band-Aid that only really worked because of it meant that the single enemy out of like 80 that would spawn would still be able to provide a little bit of a challenge. It didn't fucking matter. And then that's even without taking into account, you know, anything that wasn't just AI related. Because there were triggers that didn't work. I had to restart 2 different levels, I think it was. I think it was 2 different levels I had to restart because a trigger point didn't, well, trigger. And there weren't checkpoints until after the trigger was supposed to go. So I had to restart the level in order to try and redo that. There was also no separation between the DLCs and the main game. So since you have, like, all these weapons that are marked as you owning in the main game, they were marked as you having them in the DLC. So I'd be getting ammo for, like, and the DLCs don't work at all with the patch. I don't know what it is, but if you try and launch the DLCs with the patch, they crash immediately. I have no idea why, but it meant that I had to go with the dumber AI as a result. The problem is that there is, like I said, there's no separation between the two. So since I had all the legendary weapons, but in the DLC, I have a shotgun and I think I had a handgun? I would get smatterings of ammo for everything else. From the legendary shotgun, the legendary pulse rifle, the legendary... I think I got flamethrower fuel at one point. A half dozen other things. I'd get ammo for freaking 30 different fucking things. And I had to redo checkpoints to try and re-roll the ammo I would get so that I had ammo for the only 2 weapons that you get for that DLC. Because there is no melee, so fuck you if you run out of ammo. And I didn't do any of the other DLCs. I did the first DLC, and that was a slog due to that, and I didn't feel like doing any of the others as a result. I think there's like 5 DLCs for the thing, but after the first one was such a pain to try and get through because of that, I just didn't. Oh, speaking of which, Legendary's... the Legendary soundtrack is the next song on this playlist. Flashpoint from Legendary. I don't know which I'd label worse, honestly. Because there's that game that broke me, but then there's also the only game that I've started that I haven't finished for the completion list, which is How to Survive 2. But I also... they're bad for different reasons, and neither of them are ones that I would consider good fun, stupid fun, even. How to Survive 2 removed the ability to regain your ammo, because you had to make pseudo bullets instead of shooting with a hydraulic weapon. How to Survive 2 wanted you to play it like an MMO. You had to grind up for different materials. You had to... Which meant that for certain materials, you had to do the same level over and over and over and over again for a not 100% chance, and then you had to go and do other levels to restock ammo or repair gear or remake gear in order to go back and farm for a single goddamn sheet metal plate. I remember what it was. It was like metal plates. It was either sheet metal or metal plates. And it was only a chance to get them in that level. And you can't just leave once you get the item. You can't just run in, grab the item, and leave. You have to actually do the objective of the level in order to keep the item. But there were like 3 areas that I hadn't gotten yet. And they required X, Y, and Z items, and I was just like, I've already done this game for fucking, what was it, 6 streams? How many streams did I do How to Survive 2? Can I guess based off of how much time I have in the game? I think How to Survive 2 is actually pretty high in here because of how many... Yeah, 25 hours? I love how some of these basic items are... Some of these basic achievements are rare achievements. It's like looking at Marathon's achievements, to be honest. It's just a lot of freaking basic achievements that are... labeled as super rare. But yeah, I don't know, that would be at least 5 streams. That was before I had my better internet, so it was probably more than that. So who knows? Who knows how many streams I actually did for that? I have like 3 different streams of clips because of Ash clipping certain things from those games. I miss Ash. All of us miss Ash. I hope he's doing good. He showed back up a year, or like near the end of last year, and was gone as fast as he had shown up. I hope he's doing well. He's a good lad. Either way. Yeah, I think that How to Survive 2 might be one of the few games that stays just as a incomplete. I think I labeled it as complete because I'm like, I'm done with this fucking game at this point. It's got the... I mean, it's freaking trying to give you MMO level grind with the budget of an Xbox Live Arcade game. Nowadays, we just have gacha games. Those are at least free. You know, for most of us. I do still need to play, I mean, I don't need to, but I still want to play Girls Frontline 2. I have it downloaded, I just haven't played it yet. Partially because... I mean, partially because I've been busy, but partially because of, it coming out right in the middle of where my computer started to be going on a downtrend, so I didn't want to start it and, like, not be able to actually play any of it. I also kind of need to get caught up on Girls Frontline lore. I have like 30 freaking lore things, though, in my history right now. Or not history, my bookmarks. 30 lore things, I guess, is inaccurate. I have... This is... Oh, this is my other bookmarks. What I want is my bookmarks toolbar. But I've been going down the Elder Scrolls rabbit hole again. I also have... Monkey Island, the story so far. I also have another one. I have a couple different ones. Every Toho Incident Explained. Several Star Wars things. A freaking Bionicle lore video. I also have a few, like, VTuber things. I have Totless's 4.0 debut. I have a whiskey, whiskey clips compilation. That one I have because of... I was using her as a reference for this outfit. She was one of my references. Her, Wishy, and... I used a few other artists, what's the word I'm looking for? Artists in that, dome. In that niche. Jarv was one that I used. Whiskey's artists. Is there anyone else off the top of my head? Right, that's a drink. I used a pile of references just because of how few people there were that actually freaking seem to do military gear. I mean, a part of the reason why I had to is because nobody, like, Whiskey, Wishy, and Sleepy might actually have a showcase now that she's part of FaZe. But I don't know if she does. Because she's... That's what I'm looking for. And she's also got a decent, like, design change. A decent amount of design change since her previous... She also doesn't have a whole lot of military gear. She's very, mercenary stalker kind of vibe. She has basically like just, you know, tracksuit XYZ. Had. Her new design is notably different. I mean, first of all, she actually has boobs now. I don't know what they were on about comparing her to someone else that was watching at the time. They were comparing, like, size and whatnot, and the other person, like, I might have been dethroned, and it's like, no, you're notably larger. Someone made a goddamn chart. Like, not like a chart, but they compared size, like, compared height, and then freaking did, like, all the math in order to figure out what actual cup size was and whatnot. And then did the same thing for Ponko's feet. You know, fair enough. Do what makes you happy on that, I guess. I ain't gonna freaking complain on that. Some people just like, you know, doing random math. I mean, oh fuck, what was it? Was the weirdest freaking thing? I mean, there's someone that did the math for what percentage of liking femboys is gay. Like, mass of volume percentage and whatnot for, like, counting only the penis as what makes it gay versus the rest of it being very feminine. There's one other one that was really weird on the math level. And I'm surprised that someone did it. I don't remember what it was. I mean, obviously there's people that have done how much weight is your average, like, ship girl or gun girl, well, T-doll in that case. But, like, basically take your pick of mechanical woman in any anime or whatever, and they've probably done math on the weight of them. Is there anything else, like... I don't think there's anything else that really, like, math-wise seems odd. I mean, there's... freaking... I obviously don't really care much on the math side of things. I did so much goddamn math over... I was the kind of the go-to for math when my siblings were going through school, so freaking... I got burned out on math. I don't give a shit. I will mentally tally up every single bit of material that I need for X-size army in an RTS game without a second freaking thought. But if you try and get me to do math that actually fucking matters, I'm not going to. I still need to figure out what I'm going to do for this month's Nasu piece. I mean, maybe I do another shitpost for the new outfit. And do the vibe check, drop a grenade down the stairwell image, and just, you know, Nasu over it. Since I did the Nasu over the I know things are looking bad right now kind of deal. I think the vibe check one is actually... Yeah, that one probably would be easier for me to do, too. Because the guy's proportions aren't, like, scrunched up and in freaking 360p. I'd probably swap the grenade out for a flaned grenade. Or flaned grenade, as I guess it more shifts into. I don't know. I really have to pee. I will be right back. I had to mix myself up some pink lemonade, otherwise I was gonna freaking do more gamer subs. So I am kinda out of it today. Hiccup decided to harass Reed while she was on me this morning, and they decided that they were going to turn my chest into a Mortal Kombat arena. Which became a big problem because not only did I get my chest covered in scratches as a result because the two got into it, my bed got drenched in water, my table got drenched in water, because when he jumped up, his gimpy leg kicked my freaking... Because I keep water next to my bed in a glass. It's not in a glass, it's in... It's like a... It's actually called an indestructible tumbler. My sister got it for me after I stretched and broke the other cup that I had. The glass, because... You know, my hand... Because I stretched and... My hand was just high enough that the glass got clipped by my fan. And the thing exploded. And I split my thumb open that day, but... And that freaking took forever to heal. I had to slowly freaking... make it to where it closed higher and higher up each time. That way it closed properly. Thankfully I didn't need stitches, but... Obviously being in the crook of my thumb was not pleasant. I think it was in my left hand, so at the very least I also wasn't stopped from doing art completely. It didn't make it a bit of a problem because it was my thumb, so it's what I used to freaking, you know, zoom in, zoom out, undo, redo, blah blah blah. Which I didn't realize until I was looking a couple weeks back, but you can actually tell what my most used buttons are based off of the wear in the middle of them. And as expected, zoom in and zoom out are my two most used buttons. Also, I didn't realize until I started getting light that was like hitting off to the side. There's marks where each of my most used tools are on the side of the where Clip Studio is. Like I mentioned though last week? What was it? It had to be last stream or something. You know, aside from yesterday's attempted stream, which was 14 seconds long? How long did the stream last before it died? Before my computer blue screened. I should really, like, delete those on both of my channels. There's really no point in them being there. My Twitch and my YouTube, I should say. Oh! It did reach the 10-minute mark. It crashed right as I would have normally been starting. That's very funny. In a very annoying way. But yeah. It was like the stream before that, because it would have been another art stream where I was discussing it, but I kind of need to get myself a new tablet in some future point. And then I also need to actually, like, properly screen protect it next time. That's weird. The Twitch one says that it was 10 minutes, but the YouTube one says it was 8. So I'm guessing it died closer to the 8-minute mark. Either way, the point is that freaking I blue screened, decided that it wasn't worth the trouble to risk it blue screening again, and decided to work off stream. But hopefully that problem will be solved. You know, unfortunately, like I said, it's Sunday, and tomorrow's a holiday. So, Tuesday's the earliest that can be shipped out. And then, from there, I have to wait 2 to 3 days, so we're at the earliest gonna get it Thursday, and I probably won't have it set up till like the weekend, probably. I need to sort through and figure out what all I need to transfer over. I at least need to transfer everything from this C drive over to its C drive, which is hopefully an SSD. I'd assume it's an SSD. If not, then I'll just freaking pop the SSD out of this, pop it into that. Which means that this will be completely hard drive-less. Because I'm also going to pop out all the hard drives off of this and put it into that. Because I really don't feel like resetting literally everything. That being said, I do still want to clean up my tabs before then. So what I'll probably do is I'll finish up my commission. And then some of these are going to be a pain. Technically, I don't even need some of these open. But I'll finish up tonight's commission, and then I guess I'm working on saving art. I'll work on saving art tonight, and then tomorrow I'll start work on Nasu piece for the month, and hopefully get that done. Do I have 30 days or 31 days this month? Okay, I don't have to have it completely done until Saturday at least. I'd really rather not have us go back into cramming last minute like we did for freaking the exploration series. But if it happens, it happens. Hopefully I can get better at balancing things out with the new computer, because I won't have to basically shunt power from one thing to the other. And, like, balance that as much. I also just need to, in general, freaking adjust schedule stuff. Granted, the moment that I do that, I freaking have an incident like today, where I'm like, oh, I'll get nice and cozy, sleep at 6 a.m. That way, I'm all nice and ready to wake up at 4. I could get up as early as 2 if I actually get to sleep at 6. I mean, my schedule is going to go back to close to what it was before. Later this week. Since Dad's starting to go back to work now that his leg is able to be walked on. Saying that it's perfectly fine and dandy is a bit of an exaggeration. But he's capable of walking on it again, so I'm back on 6 a.m. tea duty. Granted, I don't have to do it at 6 a.m. I just have to, you know, especially with the temperature going to what it is currently. The hot tea is not exactly as important at 6 a.m. I mean, obviously during summer, he'd probably appreciate a colder tea anyway. But I've been starting to work on that at 5 a.m. so that I can get to sleep by 6 a.m. so that hopefully my schedule can shift. Unfortunately, someone is getting rambunctious because he's stuck in the house all the time because he's got a broken leg. It's not broken, but, like, he's still in the recovery phase. And at some point, he really needs to get the pins removed from it, so hopefully it can stop giving him such trouble. But now he's deciding to be a piece of shit and deciding to use my chest as a Mortal Kombat stage to harass poor Rito, waking me up / keeping me up until 9 a.m., which already starts eating up into my latest point where my freaking alarm is set, which is 5 p.m. And I try to be up by then, that way I have a few hours before I start stream. At 8 p.m. Ideally, I get up at freaking... I can get to sleep at 6-ish, wake up at like 2 or 3, do some, like, minor stuff, go for a walk, freaking XYZ. That would be ideal. Have my freaking food. I need to find something new to watch because the thing that I tend to watch while eating is freaking not uploaded till 6 o'clock. So I'd probably need to shift that to my, you know, before bed freaking quote-unquote breakfast, because it's a morning thing. But I need to shift it to that. Or just watch it at some point in the later portion of the day or something. I mean, I could start watching Scoo stuff for, like, my freaking breakfast food, or, like, my breakfast stuff. The problem is that she yaps a lot when she's freaking, like, watching other things. Because it's a lot of React stuff, but, like, some of the stuff I don't care to watch because I don't care about the person that she's watching, like, at all, but she yaps a lot. Like, it'll be a 6-minute video, and the video that she uploads to her freaking, like, will be like 20 to 30 minutes long. She yaps a lot. But I'm not complaining about that. It, you know, allows me to freaking relax and eat and whatnot. Freaking, I mean, I don't even eat to her stuff. I do, however, like, tend to watch her stuff. Since it's such a long form, it's good for, you know, sound while I'm epilating. A lot of what I've been watching recently has been Elder Scrolls lore videos, like I've said. Freaking, it's what I have on my second monitor while I'm working on art. Because if it's not directly related to the games, which most of this isn't, there's not a whole lot of visual to it. Like, the Centaur video had one of the sprites walking, and the art from a single freaking card from Elder Scrolls, what is it, Legends? Whatever the card game's called. So obviously not a whole lot of, you know, visual variety. I mean, even if all else were to, like, fail, I could just go back and, like, what the fuck, dude? I wasn't expecting you to just start up the video. Autoplay is supposed to be off. Autoplay is off. Just got the shit scared out of me by a freaking runesmith. But anyway, the point is that I can go back and rewatch, like, freaking Seth videos or Mandalore videos or Civvy videos or whatever. Because in a lot of those cases, I don't really watch them when they're re-going through. I listen to them. I kind of wish that they had an in-order playlist for, like, their stuff, though. So it was easier for me to just, you know, let it autoplay through. Granted, for some of them, I don't really care to freaking rewatch some of their videos. I think Seth is the only one that has, like, has that. Ivanical's one that I don't hate as much as I used to. I used to hate it after the first time I watched it, but the second time through, it's like, okay, this isn't that bad. Maybe it's just me becoming desensitized to how fucked up some freaking, how should I put this for Twitch? Off-brand anime content can be. because it is an H game. Skipping to this. This song recently came back up in one of my things, and I've been addicted to it. I still can't believe that the guys that did this are the same ones that did If. Which is a totally different tone. I mean, it's not like Yoasobi where they freaking have Racing into the Night, which is a fucking banger, but the lyrics are fucked up. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right. Okay, I kind of wish that... I guess the Pancreas is kind of my go-to now. I don't need the visuals for a lot of his stuff. Also, he's got that, like... How do I put it? He's to a certain degree leaning more Seth's side when it comes to his discussion of Warhammer lore. He also covers Warhammer Fantasy, which I actually kind of find more interesting than 40k. 40k is just kind of a mess. So it kind of just stops becoming so interesting after not too terribly long. But, like... Pancreas has a surprising knowledge of VTubers. Granted, VTubers are apparently spreading fucking everywhere. I'm sure that you've seen the Australian dude that's been going around a lot. The one that does, like, biology of different Australian creatures. I mean, he also does other creatures, but it's mostly leaning toward Australian. But he does, like, Mimi-esque biology-type videos, discussing them with, like, Mimi terms, I guess, is the best way to put it. And recently he did one on hippos, and fucking Chibi was there. Because Mudang was mentioned. Which, I don't know, it's fucking weird sometimes that... Like, see, go somewhere completely unexpected and just VTuber pop up. Who was it? It wasn't VTuber, it was Toho, I think it was. I was watching someone, and they suddenly just, like, brought up Toho. Which was unexpected, to say the least. Because, you know, it's one thing when you see it in, like, your circles. Like, okay. Whoops doesn't actively play Toho. However, he is in the same, like, vague circles. He has an anime mascot. Freaking... He was friends with Totless. Is? I don't know. Associated with Totless, a few other VR chat people. I think that at some point, like, he's had a little overlap with Narp. I mean, obviously he has. I freaking watched both of them. I know a few other people that have watched both of them. So it's not as weird to hear him, like, reference Toho or something. Because, honestly, that's in the same general circles. That's not weird. Like, even if I were to go, I don't know, what's a, like, jump? What is a jump? I don't even know at this point what I would be surprised at, really. Like, we'd have a gap of, I don't know. I don't even know as far as, like, gaps and circles anymore at this point. Because over the past, like, month, circles have been freaking jumbled around so much. Like, people that only knew each other in passing are friends now. Like, like, Spite, obviously, is the most open example. Knew several people from, like, the up top freaking girly pop circle. Knew several people in passing from there. And is now, like, actively friends with several of them after, you know, last month's incident. But you've got that. And then, like, Skull, which is not as surprising. This isn't as surprising. Because he's a PNG tuber, not a VTuber, like, as in moving model. But honestly, with Skull, it makes sense for him to be... I would not be surprised if he never became, like, a VTuber, and just stayed PNG, because he makes unique PNGs for, like, every game he plays. That's like Sorroway levels of dedication, to be honest. Like, I don't know how much Sorroway goes through freaking getting all the different outfits she does. Like, whether it be money or freaking time. I don't know if she does her own outfits. I think she commissions them. I only know that she knows 2D art. I don't know if she knows 3D art. But a lot of her model stuff is 3D. I know that her most recent outfit is one she got from Booth. Because I saw the, like, debut thing for that. But I can only imagine, like, the amount of work that would go into Skull doing that for, like, a moving VTuber model. How much time would be between games? Like, I do only special events when I freaking change outfits. Aside from a few exceptions. And even that takes up a decent chunk of time. Which, this year for freaking Halloween, I pretty much need to start my prep in, like, When do I need to start my prep? August? Probably? Probably August. Because it's gonna be basically a whole fucking new model. Unless my schedule, unless something catastrophic happens and my schedule just gets crammed. There is a non-zero chance that happens. I can't think of what would cause it, but it could happen. And I'm not freaking testing fate by going, yeah, there's no way that anything bad would happen in August that would lead to me not being able to make that new model for Halloween. Haha. Because I don't know, dude. I could freaking, I don't know, have a tornado decide to pick up the tree that's 2 houses over and drop it right into the middle of my house or something. We don't get tornadoes in this particular spot very often, but it could happen. But I don't know, dude. What even would? I'm afraid to know the answer if there is something that does come up, honestly. That's why I'm kind of afraid right now, like, my 3 biggest problems have kind of cleared up. When I get my hands on the new PC, all 3 of my big things that have been latched onto me since... I mean, I guess that for them to be 3 has been since, like, February? But, like... if we go back as far as when it all... we go back to when the major part started. Back in, like, December. We want to go back to freaking... when the big one started, it was, like... July of 2023? Has it been 2 years? Technically, I guess. But that's the thing, right? Is I've for 2 years effectively had something lingering. I washed my hands of one of these things. If the PC thing is solved, then it's solved. And then the whole thing with my grandmother, I mean, it's a lingering thing in my brain, obviously, because, you know, it's fresh, but she's not in pain anymore and, like, not actively suffering, and I don't have to... like, I saw her a bit before, you know, her passing, so I don't have to worry about the whole What if I don't see her again until, you know, she's in the box? Which I don't know. I guess that it was helpful to a certain degree. Because with her, I saw what state she was in. Like, the week that happened when she was taken into, like, intensive care. And there is, since the cancer had spread to her heart, there was no good outcome for it. There was no get better. Because there is no cutting it out. And chemo, due to indiscriminately destroying cells, would not have solved anything. It could have easily just freaking accelerated things. But I guess that to a certain degree it accelerated me into the acceptance phase. Because it's not like with Mom where there was she's getting better before someone morphined her into oblivion because they didn't want to do their job. It was a kind of it was a realization that there was no coming back from this, and the state that she was in, I don't know. I didn't want to see her like that any longer, to be honest. I don't like... I wish that there was a way to, you know, come back from it, but... I don't like seeing people that I care about that much in that level of suffering, you know? Which I think is one of the reasons why I didn't really cry at the funeral, like a lot of people did, is I kind of gotten an acceptance kind of deal, and I saw it more as at least she's not suffering like that anymore than a I can't believe she's gone kind of deal. I mean, obviously I have those lingering bits in my brain, like with Mom, freaking realizations where I can feel the pressure in my, like, sinuses and tear ducts because I get the realization that, no, I'm never seeing them again. You know, until, if there is an afterlife, whatever's on the other side. But I just gotta... It's sort of like, it's why the Lily thing impacted me so much when she was talking about her dad. And why it lit a fire in my belly is, like, I wish that they were still around to see how far I've come and see what I've achieved. But I want to just be able to make them proud where I believe that they're viewing from. And I think that, you know, that kind of thing is another reason why I wind up also having a more mellow stance on a lot of circumstances that go on rather than like the very knee-jerk, very combative thing that a lot of people seem to have these days is, like, despite everything that my mother went through, for instance, she was very welcoming to everyone and very accepting of people and their identities and whatnot. And, like, she never would lift, like, a hand, no, like, to us. No matter how, like, heavily we fucked up. Despite the fact that both of her parents were, like, flat out abusive. And I didn't have, like, I had been gaslit by them for, like, however many years. And I didn't have, like, any concept of how manipulative they were. Until they had passed. And until a bit afterward, when I realized just the sheer amount of debt they had forced into our names as a result. And then, like, seeing all the little things that would, like, add up, like freaking guilt tripping, or like outright freaking mental would you kindly bullshit. Like full on manipulation words. Or freaking, well, as young as 5, just bare knuckle freaking pounding into the top of someone's head because they were freaking, because they did a light bad, an oopsie, spill a drink, and then I guess that you're getting freaking 5 knuckles to the freaking skull 5 times in quick succession. At 5, by the way. Pretty sure I've got dents in my head because of that. But freaking... it's one of those things, you know? You don't realize it until afterward. But, like, my mom freaking dealt with that for freaking 30-something years? 40-something years, maybe? 50, 40? Let's see here, I would have been in... sixth grade? When she had the accident. So 2016 minus 6, so 2010. Like 50-something years then. 40-something years. But yeah, she dealt with that shit for 40-something years and freaking pledged herself to stop the cycle of abuse. So that's part of why I try to not, you know, knee-jerk like a lot of people tend to. Even if it might wind up causing me to get into freaking headbutting things with even friends and whatnot. Friends and mutuals, I freaking try my best. Because I don't know. Maybe I'm the crazy one around here. but I don't feel like you should freaking... I don't feel like you should release someone's home address and tell freaking 50,000 people to totally not do anything. Here's the address, by the way. Haha. Apparently I'm the crazy one for thinking that that's a bad thing to do. But I don't know. I'd rather be like the crazy one and according to people that think that that's okay to do than to be a shitheel and feel like putting people in active danger is reasonable just because they don't like coleslaw or some shit. It's normally like a more intense kind of deal, but it's a more intense disagreement, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's freaking... Normally, they said one bad thing that I don't like. Rather than, you know, anything else. Or I made up something that they said that I don't like. So therefore... it's like freaking those jokes about, or is it an actual instance? I think so. I think I knew someone that actually had an instance of it. Where they got freaking smacked with a slipper because their wife thought that their wife had a dream that he had cheated on her. It's like, what the... do you want me to apologize for dreaming me or some shit? I gotta really pee. I'll be right back. this song. I like this song a lot. Anyway, where was I? Oh, right. It's part of why I also, like, want to do a lot of research into, like, learning more about how to actually run things. Because, like, I'm not the best at social stuff. And by that I mean, like, social media. I mean, in general, I'm not very good at, like, social stuff, but, like, social media, I'm significantly worse at than just, you know, talking to people. I mean, I've had freaking 6-hour streams of just yapping about whatever, yapping at myself, effectively. But like, the social media game, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, it definitely doesn't help that I freaking wind up with, multiple circumstances where I stop wanting to deal with certain people and individuals. Either because they outright do something that I don't agree with, and I mean, like, on a basal level, not just like, oh, you don't like Star Wars? You don't like Lord of the Rings? How dare you? Oh, you say that Fallout 4 is a good game? Ugh, you sicken me. But, like, they'll freaking, like I said, they'll call for doxing and call for freaking, I don't know, what else do they tend to freaking do? Call for doxing, call for outright violence. They don't stay mutuals with me if they call for the outright violence, though. Even if they call for, like, doxing flat out, I don't tend to stay mutuals with them. I mean, there was one person that freaking was like, oh, hey, I'm going to make this joke that totally isn't me saying, hey, this group of people I disagree with should be doxed any chance you get. Freaking... I don't understand why we need to do this. Oh, I forgot that I freaking... If I bring this up right now... Yeah. Let's do our dailies. I kind of feel like running through some of these. Great. Okay, it's not in either of those spots. Well, it's not gonna be... Let's just do this. Okay. Oh, is it no, it's not gonna be grits. Well, it's not gonna be grits anyway because, okay. Yeah, okay. I guess that's... I guess given tonight's discussion, that's topical enough, whatever. If I migrate this inward... I wonder if this would... I'll have to resize this for, like, freaking... the other two. Sure. Snail, helix, conch, and queen, rook, king. God's green earth. Ace, jack. Oh, queen, ace, king, jack. Cards. Double twin loan. Double twin clone. I don't know on this one. We're probably gonna fail this now. Conch snail, helix. Shell, gel. It's types of shells, I guess? Lobe shell, maybe? No. Doppelganger. Ringer? What the fuck is the rook of the ear? Aim mail, electronic mail, junk mail, snail mail. That one I'll accept. Freaking... I am gonna call bullshit on the, This is Necrodancer. That one was at least easy. It's a Donkey Kong game, it looks like. Donkey Kong Country Returns? Tropical Freeze. Keyword I've been doing really bad on recently. Try Marvel Rivals. Okay, I guess that I'm doing good today. That's streamer luck, I guess. I always start off with Oblivion. Not on any of these? Oh, because it's older. Not first person or third person. I don't know. Not new Super Mario Bros. Just Super Mario Bros. In-house engine. Well, it's gonna be Nintendo for publisher, probably. Single player and multiplayer. Original Super Smash Bros. It's not an action game, which rules out Zelda. It rules out a lot of games of that era. Um... It is an adventure game. I don't know. Zelda 2. Try Rampage. It's older. It's also more than just side view. I just realized that. What's the game that was on the Virtual Boy? Let's go with... I just sworn that there was a... correct franchise. Oh, Pokemon? What even would this be? Do Pokemon Yellow. Wait, it's not on the Game Boy. Oh, it's on the Game Boy Color then. Go Pokemon Blue. Great. It's Yakuza? Let's go with Yakuza 7. Yakuza 6. It's Song of Life, that's the child. I recognize that because that's my first ever experience with Yakuza, the freaking ads for Yakuza 6. I'm going to turn off the music or I'm going to pause the music for everyone but YouTube. I'm not going to freaking... Does this do audio? If it doesn't do audio on its own, then you guys are just not going to hear it, I guess. $2005? It's at least something I might have a chance at. That was the weirdest fucking bass I've ever heard. Yep, okay. Yesterday's I also would have gotten in the second one if it hadn't thrown me off by the location of it. Actually, I probably could have gotten, Melancholy Hill off of the first. Because they did do the freaking notes that I'm used to for it. I think that's all those though. All right. But yeah, that's basically the long and short of it. Because I really just wish that, you know... I wish that people just didn't jump to freaking... the absurd levels of hostility that they do. I mean, it's the internet. I guess it's kind of expected at this point. That doesn't mean that it's something that should happen the way that it does. I just really wish that we freaking... How do I put this? I don't know. I think that I agree with Egg that the fact that everyone's kind of just pulled together into one small area. I mean, Egg's point on that was that if you send someone something, odds are they've already seen it, so there's not really any like interaction as far as, you know, way back in the day, freaking, hey, have you heard this song that I freaking... heard via YouTube? No, I haven't. I don't really use YouTube that much, and I haven't made it to Facebook. How about you send that to me? And it's like, okay. Or like someone sees something on Twitter and another person sees a different thing on Tumblr and they send it to each other and they freaking have a couple laughs about it. Now everyone's on Twitter. None of these other... YouTube still exists, obviously. But, like... Twitter's algorithmed in a way that freaking... You already see everything that everyone that you're around has seen, so... There's no... Hey, have you ever freaking... Have you seen that new Seth video? Yeah, I saw it the moment that it released. Oh, okay. Have you seen the new Womble video? Yeah, I saw it the moment it released. And it's to the point where, like, half the time if there's someone that I watch shit with, like Teber or something, we'll just be like, alright, we have these select few series that we're watching to chill out after I freaking have done all my work for the day and you get home from work, so fuck it. Because we all freaking have the same stuff, effectively. My point is that, you know, people don't really separate into their own corners anymore. In order to, like, kind of chill out with their like-minded freaking... in the entertainments, like, stuff. Like, I mean... Back to earlier's discussion, Ruby fandom is going to freaking bleed out and dead. The expanded area, because... I mean, people from Rooster Teeth have expanded out into everywhere, and Ruby fans are freaking tied to, like, 18 other fucking things anyway, because... Whatever. So they're, like, gonna bleed out, like, occasionally, and freaking... Rather than, you know... And then they get into arguments with freaking VTubers, because VTubers are like, hey, this is kind of written like shit. You can't say that, he's dead. Okay. He didn't write the part that sucks. He didn't write the freaking... I mean, he wasn't the writer. And most of the time it's people that were, like, fans before that have, like, stopped caring about it and stopped liking it. And then people are like, have you seen the new thing? And they're like, no, I haven't seen the new thing. I kind of stopped watching it. And then, like, you should watch the new thing. And like, this kind of sucks. And then everyone gets mad about it. Like, this is part of the reason why I stopped watching. Obviously referring to when Charlie freaking got caught up on fucking whatever it was. Whatever season they were in Wonderland for. That was like 2 years ago? It was also 2 years ago. Granted, freaking... Nowadays, if people, you know... migrate away... People that want to instigate stuff like, you're just going into your echo chamber, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I fucking whatever. Just let them do their own thing. We don't have to fight every 2 seconds. I don't know how you people deal with this shit. I got freaking kind of yanked into one drama thing because it was artist related. And then the second one freaking was forced down my throat by half my mutuals on freaking Blue Sky. And, well, I guess in one case, my mutual that's just, like, a friend. I don't know. It's all so tiresome. Either way, we've been going a little over 3 hours, and I did want to keep today short. I just wanted to make sure that my computer wasn't going to explode anytime I booted up OBS. And I wanted to yap a bit. Keep people up to date on what things have been going on, like my computer exploding yesterday, and the fact that we might finally have our replacement this coming week. And hopefully be into business of actually being able to play stuff that's not 25 years old. $30 years old. Marathon was 30 years old. It still had lag spikes. Frame drops. I don't know. I should, however, get to work on finishing up that commission. And then, hopefully, soon-ish, get to work on, what's the word I'm looking for? This month's Nasu piece. Let's back up into these a bit. I forgot that Ghost Rule is now between those two.
Did I have any announcements that haven't been just discussed at length today? Right. Discord stuff. Firstly,
Like I said, if you want to keep up to date on like when I'm going live and whatnot, as of recent, the Discord has been the place to be, because when I don't know if my computer's going to work, or I don't know how long I'm going to be, or I'm doing it on a weird day, I tend to just put it on Discord. That being said, that is all the socials, so if you want to join if you want to also follow me on Blue Sky, or go into the card and follow me on Twitter, those are there. The card also has all of my commission info, since I have been discussing my commission quite a bit. After the current commission, I am going to be free of all commissions, I think, currently. Which will mean that will have 3 slots available. Let me start hunting down someone to raid. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll try to. I will try even harder to for Tuesday, because I tried to keep my Tuhu Tuesdays consistent, even if nothing else is able to be. See what this person's doing. I know that they're in special events, but depending on what they're actively doing in this, That's interesting. That works even in this little bit. Oh, the thing that I was saying beforehand. If you have any suggestions for any of these slots that are currently up, or any that might come up, we are probably, when I get the PC, I will be completing basically all the slots up to the 1200 mark. All the stretch goals were only for if we reached a point beyond that. So there's channels that are being uploaded, or that are being put up. You can suggest a new outfit. Also covers Goblin Mode outfit, because I just did this new outfit for this model. We'll probably do the Goblin Mode outfit at the same time as we're doing the basic redesign of lists, because obviously. There's also, actually, what are all the ones? There's a safe work scab suggestions. There is tier list, which I am a bit indifferent toward, because apparently tier lists disappear like freaking flies on the wind. You can choose a new accessory. So far, Gun for the Goblin is in the lead. A speed run for me to learn. Similar to the 12-hour challenge, except I have more than 12 hours to learn it. I think that's everything. So yeah, you can join the Discord in order to suggest stuff in each of those. Let me... Why do you keep yourself from just chatting despite doing games? That's how you wind up getting freaking shit from Twitch. Because Twitch actually cares about you being in, like, certain categories. Tiru's actually live. Right into her. I think that she is just yapping right now. I don't know what she's planning on doing. According to the ticker, she's also working while she's yapping, so... I think that that's the play. Whenever I load. Hopefully that's another thing that'll be fixed with the new PC is, you know, loading times. Do I have any other announcements to go with? Not particularly. Depending on how the new PC works out, we might be doing some marathon kind of deals, because I do want to kind of do some fun little marathon things where I'll, like, have super long streams for super long games. Because where I don't really jive well with the whole subathon idea these days. I don't know, like I said, I've been burned out a bit by those because of how people tend to run them, despite saying, oh, we've been going this long, and then they'll freaking have like 10 actual days they've been going. But there's a few games that I've kind of been sitting on for a bit. We'll probably do some of those, depending on how things go. That being said, I don't think I have any other real announcements. Let me start the raid. Oh, does Tiru have raids disabled? Okay, I guess we're not raiding Tiru. Amaya's still in starting soon, so I might be able to slip in before she reaches the point where she is in the I'm too afraid to raid you region. She's also an art tuber, if I remember correctly, so that'll work. I have to cancel this pseudo raid and alright. This one worked this time. That's the downside about hate raids, is that a lot of people have changed their freaking raid perms. I think I've gone through all my announcements. Socials are already up there. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for the follows, raids, all this good jazz, and thanks for hanging out. I am glad that I was able to have a stream where my computer didn't fucking die. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully by next week we will be in line with a stable enough system to properly start doing schedules again. That being said, love y'all. Bye.